a.m. 9:03 a.m. Welcome everyone to the Canva meeting. I would like to first start off by welcoming all of you. Thank you for coming. We're so excited about this meeting. I first would like to recognize our dignitaries. I know that Deborah Almond, our district director, is present. We have Tan Fan. We also have Nico Martin, past PRM public relations manager. Roberta Nadler is here. Past district director Katie Porter, past district director Clarice Presser. And if I forgot anyone else, let me know. You can raise your hand. But right now, I would like to introduce our moderator for the evening, past public relations manager, Roberta Nadler.
Hello. Thank you very much for attending our Canva meeting today. We're really excited to see all of you. And we started exploring the idea of Canva with District 33 a few years ago, and it's really grown and blossomed into a large opportunity. And the idea of these kind of meetings is this is not the one and only Canva meeting that we're planning. The idea is kind of a 2-for-1 idea, that we're learning things to help Toastmasters, but 2-for-1, you're also learning a valuable life skill for your. Okay. Would people mute whoever's? Thank you. Okay, part of the idea of these particular meetings is a little different than what we've done, in the sense that we're going to have an ongoing Canva education throughout the year with different experts coming in, because there's a lot to learn. And the approach is going to be very collaborative, meaning that we'll give information, but then we want to share designs, talk about experiences together. So we're all ultimately having a conversation. So that's why we have this in a group format rather than a webinar. We don't want to be talking at you. We want to all collaborate and be together. So to kick this off, we are very excited to have a person here to start. Our presenter today has been involved since 2006 at Toastmaster clubs from District 33, Division F, and has enjoyed working with their outstanding Toastmasters. A key concept she has learned throughout her Toastmaster experience is the importance of learning from one another by sharing knowledge and talents. She currently works as a staff services analyst for Merced County Behavioral Health and Recovery Services. Part of her job has included developing marketing campaigns and using tools such as Canva. Though this is not the only area she has used Canva. She uses Canva for many of her personal and community activities, including Toastmasters. Here to share her expertise in using Canva, and it's a real treat to learn from her. She knows quite a bit about Canva, very impressive. That was not in the bio she gave me, but I have to do a little extra plug for someone so modest to her skills. Here to share experience in using Canva, please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Maria Acevedo. So let's welcome Maria. And if everybody could please mute while she's giving her presentation, and then we'll unmute for questions and answers after her PowerPoint. Maria. Can we see it? We're having a little technical glitch. Okay, Maria?
Thank you. I forgot to unmute myself. I think by now we'd have it down, right?
It's all
Can you hear
right.
me?
Yeah, we do. You need to, okay, good. All right.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. We're here today. Sorry, my dog's bothering me or wanting attention. So already starting to help with his positive reinforcement. Well, anyway, thank you everyone for being here. So today I would like to share some ideas about designing with Canva to promote Toastmasters. And what I'm hoping to share with you is some of the branding information that's available with Toastmasters. So as you're using Canva, that you keep those things in mind. And so what we're going to learn today with my presentation is the Toastmaster branding. We're going to learn a little bit about what Canva is, how you can use it. We're going to talk a little bit about brand kits. And then from there, we'll learn about some basic tips on designing, using your vision, what you can do in Canva to create that vision. And then there'll be some opportunity for questions. With the Toastmasters, they're really big on branding. After all, they want to make sure that we have a consistent message that's being spread about the organization. And I want you to know that you're a brand ambassador. Maybe you've never heard of that term, or if you have, then I just want to share with you that you as a brand ambassador are charged to really uphold the key concepts, branding purposes, and all that marketing that Toastmasters offers as the main tool and way you talk about Toastmasters. And if you want to learn more about being a brand ambassador, then what I would suggest is go visit our Toastmasters.org and their brand portal. They have a brand manual that goes over all these details. There's also some videos you could watch to learn more about being or understanding the Toastmaster brand. And I'm hoping today with our brief introduction, hopefully it's a brief introduction for you of the Toastmaster branding guidelines. So most of this information comes from that brand manual. And so I just want to share that this is my reference. What we're going to talk about with the branding is what the brand platform is, the guidelines. We're going to talk about some things pertaining to images and photography. Also briefly go over resources and standards and procedures. Not really heavily involved on those last two items, but at least I want to reference them. Now, what do I mean by brand platform? So as you know, our brand platform starts with our tagline, which is where leaders are made. We also have core values. Does anyone remember what the core values are? There's 4 of them. They're also on the PowerPoint. So there they are, and that's the integrity, respect, service, and excellence. I also want to mention the brand promise, which is empowering individuals through personal and professional development. Now, these are key marketing items that are really part of the brand of Toastmasters International. And while we're talking about branding, we also want to maintain this idea of personality and voice and tone. And what do I mean by that? So with personality, we want to make sure that we reflect what the organization is and how we interact with those audiences in order to tell people about what we do. And that includes how we communicate internally as a group, or even how we handle external media, social posts, and that type of thing. So when we're working in those avenues, we want to keep the tagline, core values, brand, and promise in mind to help us develop that personality. And we do want to keep in mind that things that could influence that, it involves your culture, either your club culture or the country you're in, and also the language that's involved. So those kinds of things could influence the personality of the club or your marketing materials. Now, I want to briefly touch about the elements of that personality. Just need to maintain a consistency that deals with leadership, dedication, and empowerment. So those 3 concepts, as you're making your marketing, keep that in mind as for brand personality. The other I know I want to touch base on is voice and tone. I put on here a copy of what they put in the manual of the checklist for all of our branded communication. And I'm not going to go into too much detail or read all of those out to you, but I just want to maintain that we want to make sure that our voice and tone when it comes to our marketing is positive, enthusiastic. It also encourages like an open exchange. And we want to make sure that we have this upbeat tone when we're presenting our marketing materials. The next piece that I want to talk about pertaining to our brand is our visual guidelines. And Toastmasters has some, and I'm going to briefly go over them, though I really encourage you to visit the brand manual to really get into details about the types of logos we have available, or even visit toastmasters.org, the brand portal, because we have multiple styles of logos. We even have elements that you could use that are approved through Toastmasters to include in your marketing. And what I mean by elements, I mean visual elements like starbursts or things like that. So you can use those in your marketing. Now, when we talk about logos, we have to keep in mind a couple of rules. And it changes depending on the type of logo. And I'll go over that later in another example of a logo. And so when it comes to our visual guidelines, we need to make sure that when we're using the Toastmasters logo, that we're using a minimum sizing and offering a clear spacing. And I have an example there in my PowerPoint of the type of logos we have. When we go to the web, they need to be a minimum of 72 pixels. But if you go to print, the size for the Toastmaster logo needs to be a minimum of 3/4 inches. Now, when I talk about the logo, TI is really particular about how we portray it. When we shrink it, we should make sure that we don't distort it, that when we adjust the sizing, that we make it consistent. So I recommend always using one of the corners and pulling diagonally when you go to adjust the sizing if you're using your mouse with the arrow and the corner pieces of the image. The other thing to keep in mind is don't put it on any background colors that aren't brand color palettes. And I'll go over the brand color palette shortly. And again, these are just a few examples of how not to use the logo. And they say don't put any other slogans or other symbols that overlap the image of the Toastmaster logo. And then also don't put any patterns or glow it up behind the Toastmaster logo. Again, these are only a few of the examples that they had about what not to do. Now, I mentioned the color palette, and the color palette is at least 6 colors, though here I'm talking about 4 primary plus 1 accent. The 6 colors I'm referencing include black and white, but the primary colors for Toastmasters International are the true maroon, royal blue, and cool gray. The accent color is happy yellow. Now, I posted here a picture of it, the palettes. I want to point out that there's codes that are tied to these colors that you can use to find the colors in whatever tool you're using, especially in Canva. You can use a hex code, which is this hex number at the top, and typing in that number, it'll actually pull up that color. And I'll go over a little bit later why that's important when we're tying it to Canva. But you can use these color codes in your other tools like Publisher, or I don't know about Pages, but I would think Pages as well. But with Publisher, you can use the Pantone color. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it right. And you can see it's a 3-digit number, and you would just type that into your color area. If you don't know all these things, that's okay. I can talk a little bit more about it shortly. Now, in the Toastmaster brand manual, you'll see also reference to gradient colors and transparencies. They also have adjustments or requirements for that item. So those items. So please reference the brand manual to look up what that means, like how to use the gradient colors and how to use transparencies. Now, I mentioned earlier there's another logo that has a different size requirement, and that's the Pathways logo. It actually has a minimum size of 1 inch for print or 72 pixels for the web. So when you're using those logos, keep in mind those minimums. Now, there's also pathway badges, and those are available on Toastmasters.org in the brand portal as well. Though they didn't reference any size minimums, but I would really be cautious to not make them smaller than that 3/4 inch when you go to either put them in the print or on the web. With visual guidelines, we also talk about fonts. And with Toastmasters, there's 2 fonts that are approved, but there's also some alternates in case that those fonts aren't available. By the way, they're not available in Canva, so we do need to use the alternates. So the 2 fonts that are approved are Gotham, and Gotham can be used mainly for headlines and subheadings. And then the alternate, if you can't find Gotham, which is not available in Canva, you would use Montserrat. Now, for body copy, they have approved Myriad Pro. And again, that one's not available in Canva, so you would use the alternate approved one, which is Source Sans Pro. They also mention in the brand portal manual that Arial could be used for body copy as well. Now, when we talk about images and photography, what really is the main point from Toastmasters International is they want to see people. They want to see, after all, that's what our organization is made of. That's who interacts and communicates and leads, right, is the people. So as brand ambassadors, we want to make sure that when we're creating content, whether it's social media posts or flyers, we want to use people. And if you want to take pictures from your club members, that's perfect. Use the people in your club to be the stars of your photos or posts. And so with that, we want to keep in mind that we really want to focus on things like Toastmaster environments. So like meetings, presentations, speeches, conferences, contests, that type of thing. Those are the Toastmaster environment that we're looking for. The other thing, we want to make sure people are looking engaged. You know, recently I had an experience where a club member took a picture of us on virtually, and later he sent it and asked for our approval. And I was really glad that he did, because none of us knew he had taken it. And it was obvious. Some of us were looking down, had a weird look on our face. And so it's just really important that if you're going to take one of those virtual pictures, please make sure you ask everybody or let them know you're going to do that, and then get everybody ready and kind of in an attentive mode. So either they're smiling, looking up, because if we had posted that, that may not have presented a good image of our organization. So luckily he asked first, and we said, could we do it again? And he did do it again later, and it was a much more effective type of picture for us to put on our website. So the other piece to keep in mind when you're using images, you don't have to necessarily use your own. You can, there are available areas that you can find pictures that aren't trademarked that they're allowed to use. I didn't put it on here, and I will type it in the chat later. But one place I really like to use pictures is Pixabay, and that is a site that you can pull different pictures that are royalty-free and don't have trademarks. They do sometimes ask if you want to donate, you're more than welcome to, but it's optional. These are people from all over who upload their pictures for people to use. And there's some really good quality pictures in there that are available to include in your marketing. The other thing they stressed in the brand manual was to not use cartoons, illustrations, or clip art materials, especially for materials when we're presenting things for clubs, areas, divisions, districts, or regions. They really said do not use that. The other piece of brand in the brand manual that I'm really not going to go into too much is that as brand ambassadors, make sure that we're using the Toastmaster approved materials. They have email, bylines you can use. There's templates for stationery, all available on TI's website. The other thing in the standards and procedures, and I recommend that you go ahead and use that for reference if you want to use the Toastmaster logo on something that's not ordered through Toastmasters. So for example, you want to print it on a award that's not purchased by through the Toastmasters shop, then you would do a trademark request. And so the standards and procedures offers that process on how you would do that. So this just reminds me that we are also brand ambassadors. All these tips and criteria help us protect our brand. And as a brand ambassador, we do have the obligation to protect the brand from TI. So if you're unsure about whether or not you can use it, I do recommend that you follow the trademark request process or even contact TI and make sure that you're using it appropriately. Now it's time to talk about Canva. I love Canva. It's really a great tool. It's this graphic design platform that lets us all be graphic designers, no matter how creative we are. Either we really like creativity or we don't have a lot of strength in our creativity, but we have to make these really eye-catching posts or flyers. And this tool offers that ability to anybody at any creativity level. Now, the thing about Canva that's really cool is that we can use it individually, or we can use it as a team effort. Now, I will go a little bit more about when you can use either, but I just wanted to mention that this tool has that ability. Here on Canva, we can design things from logos to social media posts to flyers, invitations, whatever document you want to create that is eye-catching, that you want to draw some attention or add some flair, including a PowerPoint presentation, you can use Canva for. There's tons of templates that are available, like I mentioned, for those of us who maybe don't want to spend a lot of time creating from scratch or don't have that creativity or that eye for an item that to make it look good, then they offer free templates that you can play around with and make your own. Now, one thing I didn't mention, and I'm not going to go into in this presentation, is Canva has expanded its platform to allow for you to connect it to your social media. So you can actually use your social media and use Canva to post your creations on social media. They have a calendar availability where you can schedule the posts. But again, I'm not going to go into much detail on that today. Now, many of you may have already gotten past this point, but I just thought I would refresh our memory on how to access Canva. They offer a free version, and what you can do is go to canva.com and you can sign up one of three ways, or one of the three main ways, excuse me. And that's continue with Google, you can sign up with Facebook, or you can use a separate email. Either way, you just follow the process, click one of those options, and set up your account. Now they have three types of plans. One is your free, pro, and there's teams. And the teams pricing is available up to 5 people, or you can acquire for more. Now, what are the advantages of having each option? Well, free, you can do anything in Canva with the free option. It is limited as far as the type of images you may have access to, or even types of fonts, or even types of templates. But I can tell you that I used the free version for a couple of years before I decided to move into pro. And that was just something that fit my level of experience and also the activities I was using it for. And I also wanted to expand the opportunity to access more content, such as images, pictures, elements that really make the creative items that I'm making much more beautiful, robust, and just really eye-catching. But again, free, if that's where you want to start, you should have enough availability to content to create something that still meets eye-catching quality and still can really focus on promoting Toastmasters. Now, Teams is available if you want to collaborate. I know our district has that option, and we'll talk more about that at another time, or maybe this time, and then we can learn more about how to get connected there. One thing about Canva that's super cool is you can start building what we call brand kit. The brand kit's important because remember earlier I started this whole presentation with, we have a tone, a personality, and we have certain goals that we're trying to maintain when we're using this tool to market Toastmasters. And a brand kit can help you set yourself up so that you don't have to keep remembering what font do I use, what color do I need. You don't have to remember as long as you build it right from the first time. And the thing about Canva, they allow what they call a brand kit. And so with the brand kit, it comes in, it allows you to add your logos, your color palette, and then even your typography. So there's even some areas for images. But with this brand kit, by programming it set up that way, you'll have it ready to go when you go to design your elements and in your post or presentation or flyer that you're trying to make it for Toastmasters. Now, there is a caveat. Free version versus pro. Free version, we don't get access to the full brand kit ability. I believe we have access to set up fonts, but that's about it. But don't be discouraged, because it still will allow you to pull the colors and also the logos. Once you upload a logo or an image into Canva, it's available for you in its library to reference anytime. Now, the pro version, it actually creates these sections where you can pull these items and program your information in. So I thought I would just throw in how to make the brand kit. And with the free version, I talked a little bit about how to do it. But with the pro version, here is the step-by-step on how to create that brand. And you'll find this information off to the left side of the Canva window. And if we have time, we can probably pull up a Canva and I can go over some of those basic items on the Canva site. Now we're going to jump into what do I do when it comes to designing. So before you get started, like what's your purpose and what are you trying to make? So what we're trying to do here before we jump into making something, just kind of outline what you're thinking of doing. Do you have a vision, a theme that you're trying to accomplish? And if you just remember, this is just some basic outlines so that you can have a foundation to get started. And remember, if your challenge is creativity, use one of the templates available. After you do that, now we can jump into going into Canva. And with Canva, there's things to remember. Like you want to make sure that before you pick a template, understanding that there's choosing the right dimensions. So for example, in Instagram is very particular on dimensions. So you need to choose an Instagram post or an Instagram story because it's already set up ready for you to go as far as the template. And they have the blank version, and then they even have pre-made templates available. But either way, just make sure you're choosing the right dimension for the item you're trying to create. The next piece is choosing a background. And again, these elements are things that you could either do as a blank canvas or things to keep in mind when you pick your template. So if you're using a template, if you're looking at the background, make sure to choose something that you can change. I mean, you can change any of the background colors. So going back to what I talked about with the Toastmasters branding, we're going to want to make sure we are using those appropriate colors so that we're in line with Toastmaster branding. You can add elements or adjust the elements that are in the template. So whatever you'd like to do. And then make sure you're using those right fonts that we went over when you're typing in your headings, your subheadings, and even your body narrative. Now it's my chance to give you an opportunity to ask questions.
Hi, this is Denise. You mentioned a place to get free pictures. What was that called again?
It's Pixabay, and again, I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you. And great job.
Thank you. And it's Pixabay, Pixabay.com.
Maria,
Yes.
do you have any examples of stuff you've created that you could show us?
Yeah. Let me see.
And Maria, can you also show people the district Canva with all the posts?
I don't have the login for the district Canva.
Oh, okay. Clarice? Is Clarice there?
Yes, I am.
would you be able after this to log on to the district Canva and show people what that looks like?
Yes, actually, I can do that right now, if you'd like.
Is that okay, Maria?
Sure. And then it'll
Okay.
get me ready to show some examples that I've
Okay.
made.
And the idea with the district Canva is we did upload things. The only, what we're going to try to attempt to do is we want people to be trained on Canva before they actually go onto the district Canva, because we would hate mistakenly for somebody's work to mistakenly be deleted. So there'll be a little bit of a training process before people will be allowed to go in there. Not a lot, just a little bit, because it would be frustrating for someone to work on something for 4 or 5 hours and then somebody goes in there and mistakenly deletes their work. I would be upset.
Right. Okay, well, Maria and Roberta and Flora, I can show the district Canva account if you'd like.
Yes, we would love it.
All right, so as Roberta mentioned, last year we set up a pro account, a nonprofit account, and this was set up by our past public relations manager, Eric Browning. We have under this pro account, the pro account normally costs $12.99 a month, but under a nonprofit account, we can have 10 users to have access. So our we have it set up so that each division has a user account, and let me show you what we have, what we've used. This is under, we've already had some divisions actually use it. So some of the things that you'll see, can you see this? So these are some examples of what we used in the district that are templates. So one is mostly, this is actually my account, but some of the, I think some of the things that have been set up can be shared as a team. I don't think that if you set up in your own account, you cannot delete other people's work. Okay, so okay, so I can't go into say those that are signed on to Division A to do it. So let me show you an example of what we set up. So one was the actual program that we did for the annual conference. We set it up under what you call under this account. And what it did was, you'll see, you're able, the neat thing is all of the branding kit is already loaded, but you'll see this is a template for a brochure, a program. So you'll see that it uses the correct fonts, the colors. There are things that you could actually create. There are flyers. Let me go back to my account. We also created here the digital templates. So using this Canva account that you probably have already seen. And again, it's something like this you can actually design and use the right pictures in terms of the background. I think there might even be, I saw one from Division C. Division C did a flyer somewhere in here. Our past admin manager also did some videos. You will see here under, where is it here? Okay, you see where it says tools? Okay, Roberta, I see you in my visual screen. Can you see where it says on the left brand under tools?
Yeah, I see it.
Tracy, okay, Tracy's nodding. If you click on it, Eric, the branding kit that Maria mentioned is already in here. So all the logos that are here, the fonts are already set up. The branding colors are already set up in here for you to use. And like I said, everything is set up here. If you'd like, in order to access the account, you will need to email our webmaster, Eric Browning. Let me put his email at webmaster at D33. I think it's why am I running a blank? Webmaster at D33 Toastmaster, what is it? D33. Help me, guys.
Is it TM?
Toastmasters, hold on. I'm running a blank. Webmaster at, and what he will do is you give him your club name, and if you know your division, that would be ideal because you will be given the user name for your respective division. And his email is webmaster at d33tm.org. And I'll put it in the chat box.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
So this is like the first step of many. We will be having a presentation on the Canva social sharing because that's super important. So now, since we're all in a little bit of a class, do you think we should all have some homework? Who wants homework? Anybody? I see everybody's hand is
Sure.
raised. I see everybody's hand is raised. All right. So we're going to have some assignments here. And Darnell, can you take the notes on this part of it? This is very critical. Okay. Who wants to volunteer to make some join Toastmaster Instagram posts for the district using Canva? We need 2 volunteers. Who's volunteering? Otherwise, I'll voluntold. I'm looking at Richard Manson. Can you do one?
Could you announce the task again? Instagram posts for
Yeah, joining Toastmasters, so we can put it on the. We have a district Instagram feed that doesn't have enough posts, so we are neat.
You'd like me to use Canva?
Yeah, I would like you to design a Canva post.
Yes.
And then you'll send it to us to to look at it.
Yes.
And then if it's okay, which I'm sure it's going to be marvelous, we'll stick it up on the district Instagram, and you'll be a Canva publisher.
Okay, great. So let's see here.
Okay.
So let me write that down.
Okay.
Do an Instagram post
For the district.
for the
Join Toastmasters.
for the district.
For the district.
So I don't have to mention district because I don't understand what district is.
That's okay. You can email myself or Flora. We'll help you.
Okay, so it's a district post. So
Yes.
it's a district level post.
Yes, district level post.
Correct.
Toastmasters is a learn by doing. So you're not going to learn Canva, no one, unless
correct.
you have a project to work on.
Exactly.
Like, how can you learn to drive a car if you've never
Right.
pushed the gas pedal? Impossible.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right,
So,
Jane
yeah,
Hanley.
The topic is join Toastmasters.
Yes.
Okay,
And then
good.
you could also use that same work for your club.
Of course,
so-
of course.
Okay. Okay, Jane,
I also
Can't-
volunteer to do it.
Is there a buy when?
you tell me a deadline. I'm not trying to micromanage you.
Okay.
What's your deadline?
Give
Tell
me a-
Darnell.
Give me a
Okay.
week.
Okay, so Darnell, write it down. Darnell's gonna have a list for us of everybody.
Okay, great.
Just one thing, and this is the Toastmaster way. No one has to do too much,
Right.
and then we get a lot done. We're a big team here, and this is the idea of these meetings. It's a collaboration meeting.
Right.
So in the next meeting we have, if you attend it, then we'll see what you did too, and then we can all talk about it.
Right.
All right. Who else is volunteering for the Instagram post?
Roberta, this is Mark
Roberta, this
Vandekamp. I volunteer.
Who?
Mark Vandekamp. I volunteer.
All right, great, Mark. Thank you.
There's
Excellent.
also a hand raised by Jody.
Yeah. I have worked on Canva already, which is free. So I would like to learn more and I can do it.
Okay, good. So we have 3 people to do some Instagram posts. So now I'm going to go on to some Facebook page and group posts. How about join our club posts? Who wants to? No, everybody needs that. Everybody needs some join our club posts. So in that, you're going to need to have a tagline on why Toastmaster, the logo, and a nice picture. Who was volunteering for that? I'm calling people. I will. Carolyn Moore. Just because your picture's there doesn't mean I won't call on you. No escape from me.
Roberta, I'd like to try. I don't know how well I'll do.
That's fine. The only way we're going to learn how to do this is we have to have something to do. Otherwise, okay, Carolyn, who tried. Denise?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, good.
Roberta, that was Beth Stokely.
Oh, sorry. I would like to do it also, Denise Shipper.
Okay, so Darnell's writing all this down. I've never been the note taker in any club meeting in 10 years. So I've escaped that. Don't tell anybody. Now everybody knows. That's completely embarrassing. Deborah Almond? Is Deborah Almond here?
I am.
All right. We're gonna have a special group of Toastmaster posts on join a Toastmasters meetup group.
Okay.
Okay. So Deborah, can you make a post for that in Canva?
Yes.
How audacious of me to ask a district director to do anything.
I know.
I know. I
love
mean,
it.
well, Deborah has been putting a bug in my ear that we need to do Canva training for 3 years. So how about Eve? Eve?
I don't know.
You want to try?
Not at this point.
Okay. We won't.
Roberta,
That's okay. Yes.
could you give us your information so I could contact you? Would you help me?
Who's that?
Jane Hanley.
I'm putting our information in the chat now.
Yes. And what kind of our intent is I need the training probably more than everybody on the Canva, but what part of our process here is we do have people that are very good in Canva, and we will pair a proficient Canva person with someone that needs to learn. So you're going to get some one-on-one training. It may not be all instant because we're still developing the process, but we do understand that when people are learning something, you need that one-on-one help with a screen share and not being rushed.
Can I be paired with someone?
Yes.
Jane Hanley.
Yes.
I would love that. Thank you.
Yes, and this is the great part. If you were on the outside world, you'd be paying big dollars for all this, and this is all part of your Toastmaster training experience, the 2-for-1 program that Flora came up with. Annie Hall. Annie?
I'm here, Roberta.
Do you want to do the meetup post, or is there something else?
I would prefer to do something else. I've done meetup in the past. No, I'll do it.
A post. Just a post.
Okay, that's fine. I'd love working with Deborah again.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Hey, Roberta.
Okay.
Hey, Roberta.
Yes.
This is Darnell. Did Jane Hanley sign up for the meetup group?
Yeah, the meetup. You had to do a meetup post.
Yes.
Right. Did Jane Hanley sign up? Okay, she did. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did. I didn't know
Okay.
I signed up. Okay.
Okay. Now we need to post somebody to do a Canva post and check out our District 33 website for more information. Who wants to do that one?
I'll volunteer.
I can do that.
Katie Porter.
Katie. And the reason being is if anybody has gone to the District 33 website, Eric has done a tremendous job making our website a flagship website. There's so much information on the website and all of our events are there. And so we really want to encourage our members as well as people potentially wanting to join Toastmasters in our area to go and check it out. I mean, it's packed with information. Okay, Flora, do you have a wish list of more kinds of things you would like designed in Canva? This is your opportunity to get volunteers.
Not yet. We will get more volunteers possibly our next meeting.
Okay, and then the last ask, because I just can't stop asking. I feel like I'm a kid in a candy shop over here. Let me see. Who has not been asked? Mary Ann.
I can volunteer.
Jose, all right. What we need are more social media posts.
Okay.
Okay. Something like getting a job promotion. I learned how to do a presentation. This kind of thing.
Like a testimonial?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Something creative.
Jose, I love that testimonial.
Testimonial. Yeah, that went right over my head. It did. All right. So then the next meeting we're having on Canva, we're going to learn more. We'll share what we did, talk about the good and the challenges. And by the time this is over, we'll all be proficient on using this great tool. And I'm going to hand the meeting back to Flora. And Flora, thank you for putting all the effort to making this happen. I know you spent quite a bit of time planning this and making sure our first meeting was a success. So let's give Flora a round of applause here. Hey, Flora.
Thank you, Roberta. And I want everyone to know that Roberta has assisted me in every step of getting this together. I would like to propose that we call all those assignments that Roberta asked us to do. I would like to show up again on August 27th, which is a month from now, which will be our next Canva meeting. Also, I have a guest speaker that is an expert at all of this. She's from one of our other regions. She's from Region 4. Her name is Marcy Fields. She will be with us for a Canva presentation on September 24th. And everyone know that August month is convention month. So we're trying not to schedule too many events during the convention time. So August 27th, our next Canva meeting, which we will produce all of the flyers or posts or whatever it is that you made. And those people who did not get assigned or did not have an assignment, please, all of us, give yourself an assignment. If it's no more than just going in and looking at the Canva, please give yourself that assignment to be able to go and check Canva out. Are there any questions? I did get some chats saying, please hook me up or please pair me up with others, and we will do that.
Most importantly, let's give a big round of applause to Maria. We are learning. She's taking us at the beginning on this journey, and she's gotten us off on the right footstep, doing a very excellent and professional presentation. So thank you, Maria.
Excellent job.
Yes, thank you, Maria. We really appreciate you, and we really appreciate all of those who did participate in the meeting today. I think Nandita Das, you have a question?
Not really. I just wanted to be paired with somebody so that I can, do our theme pictures and things like that
Okay.
in the
We
right
will-
way, in the right way.
I'll have you noted that we will pair you up. Jane Hanley, you had your hand up. Did you need to say anything?
Oh, I do have, no, I put it in the chat. I'm good. Thank you for asking though. I
You're
didn't
very
realize
welcome.
I had my hand up.
Thank you. Is there anyone that would like to speak before I close out?
Yes.
So I now would like to introduce our District Director, Deborah Almond.
Wow,
Yay,
this
Debbie.
this has been an action meeting. I love it. So I'm gonna put this on my calendar for next month, and I don't think it's a competition, but I'm ready to win.
Debbie, we want collaboration. Collaboration.
Okay. It starts with a C. It's close enough.
Maybe we need to change our focus. Competition, collaboration, success.
Great lecture today. Very nice.
And all of you who have attended today, please ask your VP of PR in your clubs to please join us in our next meeting. We will be having a meeting for our VP PRs. I will be sending a message out when that meeting will be scheduled, and it will be scheduled before August 27th. So next time you see something that says Canva, please share with your clubs. Maria, do you have anything else to add?
I'm working on having a monthly work group. If you guys are interested in showing up, it doesn't mean you have to consistently come. It would just be if you have something you're working on with Canva, but I'm not just narrowing it down to Canva, it's a promote Toastmasters. So it could even be talking about membership campaigns or things like that. And my first one is going to be on August 17th. It's going to be the third Thursday of every month. I think that's the 17th. I mean, 18th.
Okay,
what
that
time?
is convention day.
So,
that is
oh,
convention
that
day,
is?
Maria.
Oh, of course it is.
Can you do it the day before
Okay.
convention day?
Yeah. Yes, I could do it on the 17th.
No, the 17th
At
starts
7 o'clock.
convention.
Oh, then never mind. How about the week before? But I really want to do it on the third Thursday, typically, but I could do it on the 11th.
11th.
So that'll be August 11th.
So everybody that has their projects, if you get stuck, you know where to go.
Okay, August 11th,
Actually-
Maria will have a workshop.
Can you pick a time, Maria?
Actually,
We'll
let's
put it
change
on our
that to,
calendar.
yes, let's change it to August 10th, actually, at 7 o'clock. August 10th at 7 o'clock. I apologize for the changing of the
Okay,
meetings.
the
but
10th is on
August 10th,
is on a Wednesday.
Yes, I
Okay.
get that.
Is it
So
7
Wednesday,
a.m.?
August 10th,
7
7 p.m. No a.m.
7
Okay.
p.m.
Thank you.
And just to let you know, that you don't have to wait till then to work with me. If you have my contact information on the PowerPoint information in the shared drive, or I can also post it in the chat. You can reach out anytime, and I'm more than happy to meet with you one-on-one as well.
Thank you.
At a different time.
I just have something to add. Mark Vandekamp has already requested access from Eric in an email, so he's on it.
Hey, Mark.
Yay, Mark.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we need to dismiss this meeting because we have another meeting, which will be our meetup collaboration meeting. So you could go and have your little 15-minute break. Is there any questions before we sign out?
Actually, Flora, this is Clarice.
Yes, Clarice?
Yes. Is it possible for future Saturday trainings to be at 10 o'clock instead of 9? I know of 2 clubs. One is my home club. We canceled our meeting today, and we very much would like to participate if that's not an inconvenience.
So 10 a.m. for next Canva meetings?
If that's possible.
Okay,
I know another club that meets on Saturdays as well. So,
okay.
okay, thank
It will
you.
be dearly considerate.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Deborah, you done? You have anything else?
No.
Roberta?
How do we get the recordings for this? This is Richard. How do we get the recording?
We will let you know. The recording will be saved on the district website.
Awesome.
And Clarice?
It will actually be saved on the D33 YouTube channel, which can be accessed through the district website.
Thank you.
And that will be available within the week because it takes a couple days to download. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Flora, is
we
that
want
meetup using the-
Eric Browning's email in the chat. Okay, it will be there.
I will, period. I might just leave it at you and me and Lisa though.
Anyone else? This meeting is now adjourned and we will begin the collaboration of meetup at 10:15.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
You're
Good job.
welcome. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Flora, is